all dressed up in your uniforms, looking sharp, looking good. As always. All right, our annual hunting show brought to you by Sloan Deer Processing, also by the Interstate Credit Union, Harris Real Estate, Jesup Tire Shop, Wayne Feed and Seed, Omaha Federal Credit Union. We appreciate those folks making this show possible. Well, guys, we've been doing this for a long, long time, our annual hunting show, and you wonder what new can we talk about every single year? But we always seem to have a lot of questions and a lot of comments that come in. Plus, y'all got tons of information. Y'all bring in all kinds of good stuff here for folks to know about here. We've already had several questions already texted in. Now, folks, if you have questions or comments for our DNR Rangers for our annual hunting show, you can call them in at 912-427-3711. Operators are standing by, ready to take your questions, and you can text them in. Text them in at the same number, 912-427-3711. Call or text 912-427-3711. Well, guys, how are y'all doing? How things are shaping up for the regular hunting season, deer hunting season coming up, what, in a couple of weeks?
Let's see, it comes in when October the 20th for regular gun season, yes. Yeah. But so far, Butch, it's been a little bit warm. I don't know about y'all.
Slightly.
A little bit warm for October.
I keep
ready for some cooler weather.
Yeah, I keep telling Mother Nature, it's fall. Yeah. It's not August anymore, but Mother Nature's not paying too much attention out there. It's still keeping it hot.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some cooler weather soon.
Yeah. And so let's go ahead with some of these questions that have been texted in so far, and then we'll get into what y'all brought that y'all want to talk about, okay? Because it may cover some of that. All right. We've had some called in, text in already. Okay. For the DNR Rangers, do you have the list of the sites for the free hunter safety course locations?
Yep, we sure do, Butch, and usually that's one of the, our main topics that we talk about every year is hunter education. Everybody that hunts in Georgia, you have to have a hunter education. If you're hunting on, public lands. If you hunt on private land, your own property, then you don't have to have a hunter education, but everybody born January 1, 1961 or later, and you're hunting on that public land, which is hunting clubs as well, then you have to have that hunter education. Before a hunter can legally purchase his license at 16 years old, they have to have hunter education. All right?
Okay.
Hunters 12 to 15, if they want to go out there and hunt by themselves, they have to have hunter education. As long as they're sitting with a licensed adult, Butch, then they do not have to have hunter ed.
Okay.
But if they go out there and hunt by themselves, they have to have it.
All right.
And just to reiterate, once they turn 16, they cannot buy a license until they have that hunter education. Hunters under the age of 12, they can take the course if they want to, but they cannot hunt by themselves.
All right.
Okay? They cannot hunt by themselves until they turn 12, and then they have hunter education. Our next class is here in Wayne County, is October the 23rd. That's up there at the Jesup Police Department, and that is on Plum Street, and our classes normally start around 6 o'clock. But just go to GeorgiaWildlife.com, click on Hunter Education, and scroll down and sign up for the Wayne County class. Like I said, our next class, October the 23rd. If you don't have access to internet, you can call the 1-800 number. It's 1-800-366-2661.
Okay. And so the October 23rd is the next hunter safety course to be held at the Jesup Police Department, one of their meeting rooms there at 6 p.m.
That's right. Also want to give a big shout out to our volunteers, Ricky Stringer, James Carter, Jerome Leggett. These guys have been helping us out for years, and we have one big class every year in August. It's sponsored by the NWTF. We want to give a big shout out to those guys, Lee Howard, R.J. Aldridge, he's the president. They provide food for that one August class, snacks. They have volunteers that help them give out the snacks. This year they helped us grade the papers. We had 52 students this year, and there's no way that me and Randy could have done all that by ourselves.
Right.
So we give a big shout out to them guys, those guys. House of Worship, Pastor Mickey Tomlin, thanks to him for allowing us to use that gymnasium out there. It was plenty big. Had a nice, cool air conditioning, had restrooms for us to use. And that's the House of Worship out there on 169 with Pastor Mickey Tomlin. So thanks to all those guys for, helping us with this hunter education. It's without them, like I said, it probably wouldn't be possible.
Okay, and so that is, folks, that answers that question right there. We may address it again later in the hunting show. You're listening to our annual hunting show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. We've got Bob and Randy in here this morning, DNR Rangers, to talk about the upcoming hunting season. They'll take your questions and relay the information to you. You can call us at 912-427-3711 if you have any questions. Or you can text the same number for those questions at 912-427-3711. Next question that was texted in, is it legal to use a buckshot on a WMA? Randy.
Yes, sir, it is. It changed last year, and you can use it on a WMA for deer on any legal deer hunt.
Okay. So you can use it on the WMA.
That is
changed
correct.
last year.
Yeah, and that's for big game only, not for.
Well, you don't blow a squirrel apart.
Well, but you can't possess buckshot
during a small game hunt.
Small game
So what'll happen is people will go out there during a small game to hunt for hogs. You can't use big buckshot, which is considered, for big game only. So if it's small game and you're going out there to shoot a hog, you can do that, but you have to use small game weapons, which is 22 Magnum, archer equipment, for muzzleloader.
For small game.
For small game.
Now, what about for hogs? What can you use for them?
It depends on what season it is.
Oh.
If it's small game, then you're limited to small game weapons.
Okay.
If it's deer season, then you can use whatever.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. All right, Bob. Bob, we got somebody here that's that is praising you. I don't know if there's an alternative motive to this or not. Okay.
No doubt.
Somebody just texted in, I just want to commend Game Warden Bob White for always being respectful, even when us hunters mess up from time to time. Bob, you're a class act. From Billy Bob and T-Roy. No, I just made that up.
All right. Well, thank you. I try to treat people with respect and just treat people the way I want to be treated, and that's the way I've always done it. And so far, it's got me along.
Okay. Yep. Just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Our next question here that this one was called in. Why is the deer limit so high? And what is the deer limit?
It's 12, and it's always been 12, and that'd be more of a game management question.
Because there's a lot of deer out there. That's why.
Well, it just depends on where you go.
Okay.
Not so much, on our public lands, but I guess they raised it that high because certain private property, it gives those landowners the ability to kill back the deer once they start getting overcrowded on private lands. Public lands, you never have that problem.
Okay.
Or hunting clubs, you never have that issue with overcrowding, overpopulation. But there are certain private lands where maybe the landowners and the hunters on that private land hadn't been killing as many deer as they should, so one year they may want to kill more.
Okay.
But it's not saying we're overcrowded with deer and everybody needs to go out and kill their limit. If we did that, there'd be no deer left.
Yeah. Well, if the deer got smart, they just come into the city limits during the hunting season. There's a bunch of the city limits. When I lived on Glen Street several years ago, a neighbor counted 14 deer in my front yard about midnight one night. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I actually had more deer, saw more deer at my house when I lived on Glen Street than it did when I lived out at Miles Landing around that big lake out there. And that's nothing but woods out there. I mean, nothing everywhere, nothing but woods.
You'll find more hunters out in the country than you will in the city limits. City limits, they're limited to archery equipment only if they hunt. And usually the lots are so small that you're not going to see a whole lot of hunters inside the city limit.
Yeah, all they were doing just eating up all the foliage in the yard.
Right, yeah.
They will.
Yeah. You're listening to our annual hunting show right here on Big Dog Country, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. We got Bob White and Randy Aspwall this morning, DNR Rangers, to give you information about the upcoming hunting season. Also, you can call in or text in questions. So if you have any questions at all, you can call them in right now at 912-427-3711, or you can text in to the same number, your questions or comments, at 912-427-3711. We'll be back with more of our hunting show after these messages.
This is Teresa Pittman with Interstate Credit Union. In case you haven't heard, Interstate Credit Union is celebrating 50 years in business this year. We have grown to over 20,000 members, and one of the primary reasons for Interstate Credit Union's growth is you, our members. By staying true to our philosophy of people helping people, we feel that we have retained our integrity and earned the trust of our members. We now have locations in Jesup, Baxley, Midway, Hazelhurst, and Brunswick. Stop by today and let us show you how you can take advantage of our superior rates and low fees. Member NCUA.
Sloan Deer Processing, owned and operated by Sandra and Jerry Sloan. 7 days a week, they'll be there for all your processing needs. They'll skin and clean the deer for you and make sausage, cube steak, hamburger meat, stew meat, and also slice for jerky. So bring them on. Look for their new sign on Highway 301 in the Broadhurst area. State inspected and certified. Sloan Deer Processing. When you're ready, they're ready. 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. Call Sandra at 202-6681, 202-6681, or Jerry at 202-7388, 202-7388. Sloan Deer Processing.
Insects can rob your trees, shrubs, lawns, and flowers of vital nutrients. Fertilome makes several products to help control pests effectively, and they're available at Wayne Feed and Seed in Jesup. The knowledgeable folks at Wayne Feed and Seed can help you select the correct Fertilome product to help you control insects. There's several to choose from, including tree and shrub systemic, insect-rich, and fruit tree spray. Fertilome insecticides, fungicides, meticides, and other products are found at Wayne Feed and Seed, 712 West Cherry Street in Jesup. Hunting season and Wayne Feed and Seed go together like peanut butter and jelly. You'll find what you need at Wayne Feed and Seed. Check out this hunter special. Get 55 gallons of corn and the 58-gallon drum the corn comes in for only $55, and that includes tax. Also save at Wayne Feed and Seed on fertilizer for food plots. The big 50-pound bag of 1648 is just $11.49. And they have no scent and cover scent. A successful hunting season begins at Wayne Feed and Seed, 712 West Cherry Street in Jesup. Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM in Jesup, and it's our annual hunting show here on the Big Dog. We have in the studio with us DNR Rangers Bob White and Randy Aspinwall, ready to take your questions. All you have to do is call us at 912-427-3711, and we'll write down the question, and they'll bring it in to us, and we'll ask the Rangers, or you can text them in at 912-427-3711. All right, guys, here's a person that is looking for possibly a career as a Ranger, and with one of y'all retiring soon, we're going to have a slot to fill there.
So Andy just said a while ago he's got about 2 years left, and I'm looking at about 6.5, so yeah, we'll definitely need some replacements.
Okay, here it is. Here's the question right here. Somebody text in. I'm considering trying to become a game warden. They're not asking you how to go about how to do it. Mm-hmm. What they're asking you about is what are some of the pros and cons of your job?
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Well, let's go with the seasoned guy over here. Let's go with Randy first.
The pros, as far as I'm concerned, it's an awesome job. We decide each morning what time we go to work, what time we get off. Decide when I drive out of my driveway whether I turn left or whether I turn right.
Kind of like the folks here at the radio station.
Yeah. Whether I'm going to get in the boat that day or not, whether I'm going to get on the four-wheeler and patrol off the four-wheeler, whether I want to work in Wayne County, Long, or McIntosh, want to go to the coast, just...
Yeah, and you know, Randy, you're saying that, but a lot of it depends on our complaints. So if we get a complaint on the water, then we're going to be on the water that day. If it's on the hill, then generally we're going to work our complaints.
Okay.
But he's right. Other than that, I mean, we pick and choose where we want to go and what we want to do.
Okay.
And we're told what days we work and what days we're off. But during that day that we're scheduled to work, now we can work any time during that 24-hour period. But normally, like I said, it dictates our complaints or dictate our schedule.
Okay, Randy, what are some of the other pros of being a game warden?
Well, they give us a four-wheel drive truck, and they put all the gas in it. They give us a boat. Some of us have 2 or 3 boats. Four-wheelers. It's just an awesome job.
It's a pretty good job.
It is.
Okay. What are some of the cons?
Cons. That's work 3 out of 4 weekends. I mean, you think for the next 30 years you're going to work 3 out of 4 weekends.
All right.
And you're going to work every major holiday.
Okay. And Bob, what are some of pros and cons of being a game warden?
It's pretty much what he just said. Pros is we have the freedom. If we want to run home for lunch and take a 2-hour nap, we can do that. We pretty much, like you said, we go and do what we want to do, work our complaints. The negatives is we work a lot of weekends. But saying that, now if we need to take a weekend off, that has never been a problem. Say if we got a wedding or whatever, a family reunion or something we need to take off, normally we can take off and that's not an issue. We do work a lot of holidays, and that's just, we have to be out when the public is off work, and that's just going to be weekends and holidays. But becoming a game warden, that was just something I was going to mention anyway, so while we're there,
let's go ahead and say about becoming a game warden.
Just some of your minimum requirements. You got to be 21 years old. You got to be a U.S. citizen. You got to have a driver's license. All right. Big kicker for us is you got to have 90 quarter college hours. All right. You got to have 90 college hours, and that takes a lot of people out because when they graduate, they go to work, whatever, go to the military. They don't have time to go back to college. They have to get married, have kids, and it's just tough for people this day and age to go back and get that 90 credit hours they need to get hired on with us. But that is a requirement. You got to have, and that's around 2 years worth. You have to pass a reading, writing, and math test, which is pretty easy. You have to pass a background check. Okay. There's no minor drugs use in the last 3 years. So if you smoke some marijuana or something in the last 3 years, you cannot put your application in.
That's if you were caught.
No. No. Polygraph will get you.
Polygraph will get you. Yeah, we give polygraphs. So if you go up and you fail the polygraph, then you're automatically kicked out. So I suggest you try to be as honest and as you
be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to apply for us, there's a physical agility test, which is just a 1.5 mile run around the track and through the woods. There's a 50-yard swim. Then if you make it through all that and get hired on with us, then there's how many weeks? 22 weeks up at Gypstick?
24 weeks now.
24 weeks
of training?
Up at Gypstick.
What's that?
But the good thing about us now, our starting salary, $42,000.
Starting salary?
Starting salary, $42,000.
Does that include insurance and benefits too?
That does include, yes, medical.
All that kind of good stuff. So that raises it on up into the 50s. So starting salary, $42,000, and then you can go from there.
Yep.
What rank do you start off at as a game warden?
Just basic game warden.
Basic game warden.
Well, you start out as a cadet.
Cadet, okay.
Once you get through your training and all, then you'll become a game warden.
Okay.
And game warden
and then you
class.
What? Start putting stripes on your arms like y'all.
Right, that's corporal.
We're both corporals.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
And like I said, it's a great job. What else can we say about it? I mean, it's a good job.
Okay, and if folks are really interested in out there becoming a game warden, where do they go to find out?
Just fill out the basic state merit application.
That's online somewhere?
Yes,
state merit application.
It's a state merit application. Same application that you would fill out for any state job.
Okay.
And that's it. Just fill it out and get it turned in. I know we all are going to be having a big hire, or a big class in January, right, Randy?
Yep. They're in the process of dealing with it now, so you're actually trying to get on now for 2020.
Okay. So, yeah, but I recommend if you're interested, go ahead and put the application in because you never know. We may have some of those in January drop out, fell out, or something happen. And we've had that before where they get hired on and change their mind and say, I don't want to do it.
Right. Well, that always happens.
Yeah.
So, all right, you're listening to our annual hunting show right here on Big Dog Country, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. In the studio with us, Rangers, DNR Rangers, Randy Aspwall and Bob White, ready to give you all the latest information and take your questions. If you have any questions at all for the Rangers, now's the time to ask. You can call them in at 912-427-3711, or you can text them in at the same number, 912-427-3711. We'll be back with more of the hunting show with your questions and comments and more information coming up. And let's see here, make sure I get this right here. in 90 seconds.
The Jesup Tire Shop has been serving this area since 1942, and they have all of your tire, brake, and exhaust needs. Jesup Tire has car, truck, farm, and industrial tires. As your need for tires change, Jesup Tire is there to meet those needs with Toyo, Cooper, and Goodyear. They'll change the way you drive forever. Get the right tire for your vehicle at the Jesup Tire Shop. Stay with the folks that know the tire business, because tires is their business. Jesup Tire Shop, located at 795 West Cherry Street in Jesup.
Jesup Tire Shop for all your hunting tire needs.
It's fall and changes in the air. Whether it's the season turning a little cooler, the kids growing a little older, heading back to school, or your family growing a little bigger or smaller, change is one big thing you can count on. And as life changes, you can count on Altamaha Federal Credit Union to help keep you and your family's finances on solid ground. We'll help you keep more of what you earn and make the most of what you have. We believe in helping all our members preserve their resources, even offering Rocky Raccoon accounts for kids to help your children learn the true value of a dollar. AFCU is your trusted financial advisor. Visit us to see how we can guide you and your family towards financial success through all life's changes, this fall and every season after. Altamaha Federal Credit Union, Jesup, Ludowici, and Scriven. Visit us at altamaha.org. Altamaha Federal Credit Union, preserving our resources. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. We got our annual hunting show going on right now. And one of our sponsors is the Wayne County Tourism Board. I don't have an ad that's made up, but I do have something I can read, and I'm sure that y'all are familiar with this. Buck Jamboree. It's a big buck contest for 2018. You can hunt in Wayne, Long, Glenn, McIntosh, Brantley, Pierce, Appling, or Tattnall counties. October 20th through the 28th. For that 1 week, top 8 scoring deer will receive payout. $10,000 total cash payout. First place winner, $5,000. That's not too bad, guys. $5,000 to have the best scored buck there. Contest and whitetail deer banquet hosted by the Wayne County Board of Tourism. Banquet will be held at the Farmers Market here in Jesup on Saturday, November 3rd at 6:30. It's $100 per hunter. The ticket includes entry of the person buying the ticket into the big buck contest, entry into the banquet, 1 rifle package ticket, 1 shotgun package ticket, 1 handgun package ticket, 1 optics package ticket, 1 general raffle ticket, 1 T-shirt, and 1 meal. And other things. A whole bunch of stuff here for that $100. Banquet tickets and table sponsorships are available. For all the information to enter the Big Buck Jamboree, sponsored and put on by Chamors and also the Wayne County Board of Tourism, just go to WayneTourism.com, WayneTourism.com, and they got all the information on there that you'll need to enter this from October 20th through the 28th. Not bad, guys. $5,000 to have the best scored deer.
Yep, they're hoping to grow that to be one of the biggest in the state. It's, we already have the catfish tournaments, one of the biggest in the nation, so we want to grow this big buck contest to the same level.
Okay. All right. And I got more questions here, but I got to Jonathan, my computer is not working. All right. Let's go here to some of the questions. Why can't you bring shad and catfish up the river at the same time during shad season?
For some reason, it's illegal to catch catfish in a net, and if you was able to do it, people would be keeping all the catfish they catch in their net, and that is illegal. So they have to set a standard somewhere, and that's where they've drawn the line at.
Okay, so that's why they did that.
Yes, sir.
That's why they'd be doing that. Okay. All right, the next question is, what is the number one infraction or misconception that hunters have about game laws? What is the number one infraction? To me, that would be one question. What is the number one infraction? And then the next question would be, what is the number one misconception that hunters have about game laws?
Misconception is during gun season, you're supposed to wear your orange vest, even up in a deer stand. So once you get up there in the tree, I think everybody thinks that they're allowed to take it off, and maybe in some states you can. But here in Georgia, you're supposed to wear that orange vest from the time you exit your vehicle to the time you get back in your vehicle. And that is the
whole
misconception.
time.
Yeah.
So they just leave it on.
Yeah.
And if that's the top one, what is the number one infraction that hunters have?
Maybe biggest thing, probably license violations, just minor stuff. There's really no number one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so either.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all just see the whole gamut of stuff, right?
Yeah, you really never know what you run across, but license they expire 1 year after the day that you buy them. Some people think they expire on their birthdays, or they forget about it, don't think about it, but that's about all I can think of. I mean, just violations, you just never know what you run across.
Okay. Jonathan, I need for you to reset the screen back up for me, please. All right, and so that's the questions right there. Remember, folks, if you have any questions or comments for our Rangers this morning, Bob White and also Randy Aspinwall, and we don't call them Rangers anymore. They're your game wardens, right? Game wardens is your official title.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, about 3 years ago, they changed our official title, which before was Conservation Ranger, and you hear Ranger, they think, Park Ranger, stuff like that. So people wasn't, or some were not real sure exactly who we were and what we did. So they changed our official title back to Game Warden about 3 years ago. I think everybody is pretty much, they know what a Game Warden is. So.
Okay, so Game Warden, we won't say Rangers, we'll say Game Wardens.
That's right.
All
Yeah,
that's
on
what
our
they are,
trucks,
Game Wardens.
some of our trucks, it'll still say State Ranger, but any new vehicle that we get from now on will have Game Warden on the side of it, so that should clear that up.
Okay. Yeah, that was the question that was just sent in. Is a ranger the same as a warden? Yes, they're game wardens.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. We're not the same as a park ranger, though. Park rangers are assigned to the parks throughout the state, and they do not have law enforcement capabilities. I think they used to. They do not anymore. So if we have any issues on parks, then they're going to probably call us to go out there and take care of it.
All right, so game wardens. Okay.
That's right. We're assigned to counties.
Yes, sir. They're cops for the woods and rivers.
That's right. Yep.
They're packing heat, baby. All right, here we go. I like this right here. Oh, boy. Do wardens have restrictions on hunting and fishing? Are you under authority while you're hunting or fishing?
We'll fall under the same law as any private citizen. We have no special rights or special privileges granted to us.
Yeah, we even have to have a license.
You got to have a license too, huh?
Have a license too.
Yep, we do.
I can't believe they're making y'all have licenses like that.
No special privileges.
Oh, let's see here. Another question that was texted in. Any places airboats can't run because of noise? Any place along around that you can think of that
We have no noise ordinance. As long as it's public waters, then you should be able to use that airboat. Private waters, you wouldn't be able to unless you had the landowner's permission. But like the Altamaha River, there's no restrictions on it as far as running airboats.
Okay.
I'm familiar with it.
Me either. People don't like them, but they're so loud.
Yeah, they are loud, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're fun to ride on, but they are loud.
Yeah, but there's no restrictions on them. You can any of the public waters, you can use them.
Okay. In all the years that we've done this show, folks, I've never, or not folks, but Randy and Bob, I've never seen this question right here. Are y'all under authority while you're hunting and fishing?
And they may be asking the question, even if we're out of uniform, we are still state officers.
Right.
And we can make arrests or deal with problems that we run across even if we're out of uniform.
Okay. All right, folks, you're listening to the annual hunting show here on Big Dog Country Radio. We have in the studio with us the game wardens, Bob White and Randy Aspinwall, ready to give you the information you need to have a successful hunting season. You can call in questions. Now's the time to do it. Don't wait until you're out there in the woods and doing an infraction now, huh? So give us a call at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711, or you can text your questions in or comments to the same number at 912-427-3711. We'll be back more of our hunting show in just a moment.
Harris Real Estate has been serving this area since 1972, and we proudly state that real estate is our business. Whether it's a home, rental, commercial endeavor, or land, we can help serve you. Give us a call at 427-6028 or stop by the office located at 141 East Cherry Street. Visit our website at www.harris-realty.net. Harris Real Estate is owned and operated by Mark Williams. Call us today for all your real estate needs.
Interstate Credit Union has all the ingredients you need of a financial institution, and we have 5 branch locations to serve you. You get the services you need, and your money stays here in the community. You can relax because you're doing business with people you know and people who know you. Membership is open to 10 counties. It's easy to join, so call, click, or stop by one of our 5 branch locations and become a member today. Member NCUA.
Guns and ammo, ammo and guns, Wayne Feed and Seed. Find the guns and ammo you need at Wayne Feed and Seed. All types of guns, all kinds of ammo, and they can custom order. Help keep the mosquitoes away by getting a thermocell at Wayne Feed and Seed. Right now, buy one and get one refill pack at 20% off. And help keep your pets warm this winter with heat lamps from Wayne Feed and Seed. For guns and ammo, go to Wayne Feed and Seed, 712 West Cherry Street in Jesup. All right, it's my turn. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. It is our annual hunting show here on the Big Dog. A regular deer season starting in just a couple of weeks. And we've got our game wardens in here this morning from our area, Bob White and Randy Aspinwall, to give you the latest information on the upcoming hunting season. Remember now, you can call or text in questions. Either one, call them in or text them in at the same number at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. And so, right after you mentioned that a few moments ago, somebody texted in after you made the comments a moment ago. Right. Where'd it go? Right. Asking if you or the wardens are in camo, can you write me a ticket? Of course, you answered that question a few moments ago, didn't you, Randy?
Well, I didn't do it on air, but I will.
Okay.
I don't carry a ticket book with me when I'm off duty. But once I make the case, once I see what's going on, I can either take a warrant later or write a citation later.
Okay.
Or I can call somebody to come and deal with it right then.
Some people they'll break the rules and regulations and laws intentionally. Okay,
that's correct.
But do you find out that most of the times you have to write up a ticket or talk to someone, it's just a mental error, not having the information they needed and stuff like that, or is it both?
I'd say more often they know what they're doing.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, most of the time they do. Now, sometimes people will make honest mistakes. Hunt on some of the WMAs, and I'm going to cover the WMAs that we have, but each WMA has its own set of dates. Just because deer season is in doesn't mean that particular WMA is open. So, and we've caught people on closed WMAs before, and they think, well, it's deer season. That's just a mental mistake, but you got to check these regulation books to see if the specific WMA is open for the particular animal that you're hunting at the time. But if I could, I'll briefly cover just our wildlife management areas that we have around here. We talked about hunter education.
Let's get to that in just a moment.
Okay.
People call or text in. They might have a limited time period that they can listen, so let's go ahead and get to that. Somebody just texted in. See if I can find it. What is the status of the public dove field in Odom? Or outside
I don't think that made it this year. I think
they initially got drowned out after they planted it, and they replanted parts of it like right 1 week before the dove season came in, and it's growing now, but I don't know if there's any birds in it at this point that it's matured enough for them to have any birds in it. Okay. All they can do is just go by and take a look. If it's open on a particular day, they're welcome to hunt it.
All right. A question that was called in: when you get a lifetime license for fishing and or hunting, do you have to renew it each year?
You do have to get a printed off copy of their deer harvest log.
So just the deer harvest, the rest of it's fine. Then,
That's right.
So if it's just a fishing, well, you don't have to worry
lifetime
about it.
license covers you for any recreational license, hunting or fishing for the rest of your life. The only thing you have to do is each year reprint out your harvest record.
Okay, you're listening to our annual hunting show here on Big Dog Country Radio. We got our game wardens in here this morning, Bob White and Randy Aspinwall. More questions. Let's see if I got any up here on the. I'll do these first. All right.
They're coming in.
Question after question. Well, great. Did they do away with the wildlife management stamp?
Yes, they did.
And why?
All you got to have now is a fishing license or a hunting license, actually go on a management area, or a management area land pass.
Okay, so you can have a land pass if you just want to go on there.
That's right. If you want to go bird watching or something, just a land pass.
There's a lot of bird watchers out there. You know that?
There is.
I mean, there's a bunch of them out there.
It's growing all the time.
Yep, one of the fastest growing pastimes. All right, the next question that was called in, can you drag a deer out with an ATV on a WMA?
No, sir.
All right. They can use the ATVs on WMAs during a big game and small game hunt only. Legally, you can't take that ATV off the road.
It's got to stay, I remember that from each year, it's got to stay on the road. Don't go left, don't go right, stay on the road.
Right, you can't drive around the closed gates with them and stuff like some people have in the past. You can't do that. If you use ATV, like I said, you have to be hunting small game or big game, and you have to stay on the main public road.
Basically the same places they can drive their trucks.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. The next question here that was called in, do you have to have a license to hunt on private land?
If it's your land, you do not. If it's, say, your grandfather's land and you don't live with that grandfather, then, yeah, you have to have a license to hunt on that private property.
So it's got to be your residence.
Right.
Okay.
The deed has to be in your name.
All right. The next question, can you hunt rabbits at night with a .22 if you have a landowner's permission?
No.
No, sir.
All right. What is the rules and regulations on hunting rabbits?
Daytime. It has to be in season. And then daylight hours.
There are seasons for rabbits.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, when is that? Do you know, Bob?
Let's see.
Is that a fall, winter, spring?
No, it'll come in sometime around Thanksgiving.
Around Thanksgiving, right. Your rabbit season.
Well, and rabbit November 17th, and it closes February the 28th.
Okay.
But it's daytime only. You cannot shoot rabbits at night.
Can't do it at night. Can't go around that flashlight.
Big misconception for forever. And I know I grew up shooting rabbits at night, but yeah, I didn't realize it was against the law until I started working with DNR. But yeah, it's daytime hours only.
I have a part of a question here, and I don't know where the other part is. If they have plate and screws in the neck or in back. That's like the last part of a question here.
I probably went with the ATV question.
Okay, with the ATV question.
Yeah, if we run up on somebody and they're maybe elderly or just can't physically drag that deer out, and they run down there and load it up, they'll probably be all right. But if you're young and able, just drag the deer out.
Okay. And someone also called in, can you use .22 Magnum for deer hunting?
No.
Negative.
It is not a legal weapon.
It has to be .22 center fire.
Center fire.
Center fire. A .22 Magnum is a rim fire, and it's not a legal weapon for hunting deer.
Okay.
Now, you can use it during small game on our WMAs to hunt hogs, but once deer season comes in, you can't legally go out and deer hunt with it.
All right, you're listening to our annual hunting show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country. Game wardens Randy Aspinwall and Bob White in this morning. We'll be back for the show in just a moment. Remember, you can call in or text in your questions at 912-427-3711. You can use the same number to call or text. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
It's fall and changes in the air. Whether it's the season turning a little cooler, the kids growing a little older, heading back to school, or your family growing a little bigger or smaller, change is one big thing you can count on. And as life changes, you can count on Altamaha Federal Credit Union to help keep you and your family's finances on solid ground. We'll help you keep more of what you earn and make the most of what you have. We believe in helping all our members preserve their resources, even offering Rocky Raccoon accounts for kids to help your children learn the true value of $1. AFCU is your trusted financial advisor. Visit us to see how we can guide you and your family towards financial success through all life's changes, this fall and every season after. Altamaha Federal Credit Union, Jesup, Ludowici, and Scriven. Visit us at altamaha.org. Altamaha Federal Credit Union, preserving our resources. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The Jesup Tire Shop has been serving this area since 1942, and they have all your tire, brake, and exhaust needs. Jesup Tire has car, truck, farm, and industrial tires. As your need for tires change, Jesup Tire is there to meet those needs with Toyo, Cooper, and Goodyear. They'll change the way you drive forever. Get the right tire for your vehicle at the Jesup Tire Shop. Stay with the folks that know the tire business, because tires is their business. Jesup Tire Shop, located at 795 West Cherry Street in Jesup.
Jesup Tire Shop for all your hunting tire needs.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, an ad there for Jesup Tire. They are special tires for hunting. Getting out there on the land and fishing, you got to have those tires that grip, right?
Got to have some mud tires.
You can get your mud tires down there with jigs in the game at Jesup Tire. All right, another question that was called in. Would going back to physically tagging your deer help with people killing multiple small buck or help them getting caught killing a legal buck?
No, sir, I don't believe it would help. What would help the most is when you see or hear about something like this, if you'd contact one of us, Bobby or myself, we can check into it further. And if we get information from you, just understand that it doesn't go any further than that. The person that gives us information, we do not give out their names and stuff out when we take a look at it.
Yeah, also, Randy, I mean, there is a Ranger hotline for anybody that they don't have our numbers. There's a 1-800 number, it's 241-4113, and that's just for turning in illegal hunting, illegal fishing, and you can remain anonymous.
That is correct.
That number is 241-4113, just to report anything like that.
If you feel strongly about it, give us a call.
Okay, what was that little statement you said a moment ago?
If you see something, say something.
All right, if you see something, say something. All right. Let's see here. Next question here. Let's go to the text questions right now. Haven't looked up here. We got a bunch of them up here. Let's see here. We got that one. Well, could you ask them to go over a little bit about trapping coyote and fox? Y'all don't look dumb.
Coyotes, yeah, we don't deal with trapping a whole lot. You can trap coyotes year-round. You do have to have landowner permission. You have to carry a choke stick with you, say in case you catch your neighbor's dog, you can, hold him down and release him without him biting you. You have to carry a 22 dispatch rifle with you. Those traps, they have to be checked every 24 hours. And that's probably the biggest issue we run across is maybe trapping without permission, and then they're not checking them, every 24 hours like they're supposed to.
Okay. All right.
But with coyotes, like I said, you can trap them year-round.
Year-round.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. What are your recommendations for when we find trespassers on hunting clubs?
Just give us a call. I always definitely suggest putting trail cameras out anywhere you can on your gates, wherever they may be coming in. That way, when you call us, you can maybe email us a picture of them, and we can identify them and go find out who they are and talk with them about it. But these trail cameras are definitely helpful.
Yeah.
But other than that, just give us a call and let us know what's going on.
All right, the next question that was texted in, any laws on frog gigging?
You know of any, Randy? If you're going to be out frog gigging, more than likely it's going to be at night. You're going to be in a boat, so you got to have your running lights on your boat. I'm pretty sure a fishing license would be required. There's no limits on frogs that I'm aware of.
Me either. I hadn't seen any.
Within all your safety equipment's got to be in the boat, life jackets. You can't be under the influence of any alcohol or drugs while operating a boat. That's all I can think of.
Okay.
Frog gigging.
All right, let's see here. The next question here on our hunting show this morning. When it comes to fishing and hunting, I actually heard some guys talking about this the other day. When it comes to hunting and fishing, do landowners along the river have the right to kick you out of a slough that runs off the river but touches their land?
Yes, they do. Once you get off the river, more than likely you're going to be on private property. If it's the WMA, then yeah, you can go up in there and fish. But if it's private property and it's a lake off the river, you're on private property, and the landowners, they can restrict the fishing and hunting.
So if there's a slough that comes off the river, no matter how wide it is or big it is, going up into private property, that is private property.
That's right. You're off state waters at that time, and you're on private property.
Well, do y'all look at it if you have one owner on one side of the slough and one owner on the other side of it? Does it go down to the middle, or what does it do?
If both landowners are in agreement to keep the restricted fishing, then they can do that. Say if one of them opens it up to the public, then the other one really doesn't have any say-so in it.
Yeah, I was around a bunch of guys the other day, and they were debating this right here. If it's slough up there, some were saying no, that's private property. Other ones saying no, that's public water. And
once you get off the Omaha River, you're on private property.
You're on private property.
That was settled years ago in the Hughes Old River case.
Yeah, took it up to the Georgia Supreme Court back in the 80s, and they said pretty much what I just said, that once you get off the Omaha River, you're on private property. Both landowners have to be in agreement, though. So if you have one on one side and he doesn't mind if anybody goes in there fishing, then it's open. But right now, there's only a couple of sloughs on the Omaha, and Hughes Old River, is one of them that's private. And then the other one just up from JC's is the only one that I can think of that's privately owned. They don't want anybody in those two areas there. Everywhere else that I can think of is open, or the landowners hadn't called us and said anything.
All right, good morning, everyone. You're listening to our annual hunting show right here on Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. I've already addressed this question earlier, but people tune in and out. Do you need a hunting license for private property?
If it's your own property,
can you live on it? Is that it? If you live on it, what if it's private? What if you own, let's say, 10 acres out in the boonies, and you plan on building there one day? Is that still considered yours?
Yes.
You say, well,
if the deed is in your name and you're a resident of Georgia, you can't buy land. And if you live in Florida, buy land up here, you still have to buy a license. But if you're a resident of Georgia, and that deed of that property is in your name, then you can hunt it without a license. And your children that still live in the same residence as you can hunt it without a license. Once your children grow up and move out and create a family of their own, then they have to buy a license to go hunt back on that property.
What if they do like a lot of them do? They come back to the nest.
Sure, there's an age restriction.
I didn't see an age restriction.
There's an age restriction there.
Yeah, I think as long as they all live in the same household, then they don't need a license.
Okay, our next question that was texted in here, okay, we did that one. Is the resident or non-resident senior licenses prices in the book a misprint?
No, look them up real quick.
They're going to take a look right now.
But no, they're not. Shouldn't be any misprints. If they were, we would have got an email on it already.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what license was it? The senior?
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Is the resident and non-resident senior licenses prices in the book a misprint? They're looking it up right now to see if it may be a misprint. Maybe someone thinks that the prices may be a little too high.
No, we're looking at our regulation book, page 8 and page 9, and there's no misprints. Everything in here is correct.
Correct. Everything in there is correct. Or, like you said, y'all would have received an email saying this is wrong.
They give us updates on any misprints, and we've not received any emails or anything on any kind of misprints. So everything in here in our regulation book is correct.
All right, the next question that was texted in, remember you can call in or text in questions to our game wardens during our hunting show right now. You can call them in or text them in, same number, 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. The next question that was texted in, what is a legal type of light to use for frog gigging at night, and is it legal to shoot frogs at night with a firearm?
There's no light restrictions. Far as shooting them, I'm not sure if that would be illegal or not.
Why would you want to? Wouldn't it just...
they would probably float up after you shoot them. But
actually, they won't.
They won't. I've never done it. But
to me, and I did it when I was young, a .22 rifle, you shoot him, a lot of times he's going to jump, and when he jumps, he's going to sink. I used to shoot them with .22 using rat shot, and that would paralyze them and kill them there, and they wouldn't jump.
Okay.
Really shooting them with is not a good idea.
Yeah, but as far as being against the law, I don't think it's against the law. Everybody that I run across has always had the gigs. They just,
frog gigs. Randy, did you used to ride your horses down to the river to go frog gigging?
Not quite as old as you are, but
all right, you're listening to our annual hunting show right here on Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Any questions at all, folks? This is the time to do it while they're here at 912-427-3711. You can text them in or call them in, 912-427-3711. We'll be back with more of the hunting show after these words from our sponsors.
Sloan Deer Processing, owned and operated by Sandra and Jerry Sloan. 7 days a week, they'll be there for all your processing needs. They'll skin and clean the deer for you and make sausage, cube steak, hamburger meat, stew meat, and also slice for jerky. So bring them on. Look for their new sign on Highway 301 in the Broadhurst area. State inspected and certified. Sloan Deer Processing. When you're ready, they're ready. 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. Call Sandra at 202-6681, 202-6681, or Jerry at 202-7388, 202-7388. Sloan Deer Processing.
Harris Real Estate has been serving this area since 1972, and we proudly state that real estate is our business. Whether it's a home, rental, commercial endeavor, or land, we can help serve you. Give us a call at 427-6028 or stop by the office located at 141 East Cherry Street. Visit our website at www.harris-realty.net. Harris Real Estate is owned and operated by Mark Williams. Call us today for all your real estate needs.
Guns and ammo. Ammo and guns. Wayne Feed and Seed. Find the guns and ammo you need at Wayne Feed and Seed. All types of guns, all kinds of ammo, and they can custom order. Help keep the mosquitoes away by getting a thermocell at Wayne Feed and Seed. Right now, buy one and get one refill pack at 20% off. And help keep your pets warm this winter with heat lamps from Wayne Feed and Seed. For guns and ammo, go to Wayne Feed and Seed, 712 West Cherry Street in Jesup. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. Butch Hubbard here with you on this Wednesday morning. It's our annual hunting show. We've got game wardens Randy Aswall and Bob White in this morning taking your questions and giving you the information. You can call in or text in questions or comments. Same number, 912-427-3711. All right, another question, guys, that was text in. How does it work about retrieving wounded game if they go onto someone else's club? And let's go ahead and answer that first, and we'll go to this next question.
You have to have permission. You shoot a deer, and he jumps across your property line and gets on your neighbor's property. Excuse me. By law, you have to call that landowner and get permission from him before you can go on there and retrieve your deer.
Okay, now one of us, a hunting club, you got maybe you got your land and it goes into their hunting club or two hunting clubs next to each other. You don't know who's over there or who to call. Or
hunting clubs know who's beside them.
Okay.
Who the club presidents and stuff are. It's easy to make a phone call. Go around to the gate and see if you can catch somebody coming out, or go around to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Okay,
and,
so you do have to have permission.
If they say, no, I don't want you on my property, then by law you can't go.
You lose that deer.
Yeah, he's gone.
They get it.
If they want his own their property, they can legally claim it after that.
Okay. Once again, if you want to call in questions or comments, you can do that right now at questions or comments at 912-427-3711. Once again, let's talk about this big buck jamboree going on, put on by the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Chamors. Am I pronouncing that right? Chemours? Chamors?
I think.
Chamors? Okay. The Big Buck Contest coming up for the Wayne County Tourism is putting on the Big Buck Contest. That'll be from October 20th through the 28th. They will give away $10,000 in total cash payout, with first place winning $5,000. And if you want complete information on how you can enter the Big Buck Contest from October 20th to the 28th, go to the Wayne County Tourism's website at waynetourism.com, or visit their office in the train depot on Broad Street in downtown Jesup. And they'll have a big banquet with all kinds of gun giveaways and food and all that kind of stuff, and that's included in your $100 entry fee. Wayne County Board of Tourism Big Buck Contest from the 20th to 28th. Go to waynetourism.com, waynetourism.com for all the information. All right, another question that was texted in. Can you hunt coyotes at night? Or electric? Can you, let's go do that one first. Can you hunt coyotes at night?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? Are electronic game calls allowed when hunting coyotes?
Yes.
What are they? Electronic game calls. Is that just...
It's an electronic call that'll imitate either like a rabbit in distress call or another coyote. Anything to attract these coyotes. But as far as just hunting coyotes, riding around from your vehicle, shining the light, you can't do that.
Okay.
But now, if you've got property and you're having issues with coyotes, you can go out there, set up these electronic calls and call them in and legally shoot them, year-round, daytime or nighttime.
All right.
But riding around, shining out the vehicle and claim your coyote hunting won't work.
That won't do it. Won't work. Wouldn't be prudent. All right, so some questions that was called in. If you're 50 plus, if you're over 50 and over, do you have to have a hunter education for hunting out west or federal land in Georgia?
Yes, any federal land, regardless of your age, you have to have hunter education. For the state of Georgia, if you're born on January 1, 1961 or later, then you have to have hunter education. But if you're hunting on the federal lands, regardless of your age, you have to have hunter education.
Okay. Other questions that were called in. What is the hunter education for a 14-year-old hunting with an adult? Do they have to have the course?
They do not. As long as they're right there under the adult supervision of an adult, licensed adult, then they do not have to have hunter education. If they plan on hunting by themselves, then they have to have hunter education. Once they turn 16 and they continue to hunt, then they have to buy a license, all right, at the age of 16. Before they can legally purchase a license, they have to have hunter education. So at 14, I would suggest they go ahead and try to sign up for a class and get that taken care of.
Okay, someone just texted in, said they just tuned in. They may have missed this question. We haven't had it called in. What is the proper way to dispose of deer carcasses?
On your property or on your hunting club, the best way to do it is dig a hole and cover it up when you put the carcass in there.
That's right. Yep.
Dig a hole, put it in the ground.
Yeah. But as far as just going out in the ditch and dumping it, legally you can't do that.
Yeah.
Usually what I'll do is I'll get permission from club, presidents, and almost every club will have a boneyard, a gut pit, and places they go out and dump, their guts. So most clubs won't mind. People just go out there and dump them all. They don't mind if I go out there with some of them. That's what I do.
Please don't dump the deer carcasses in our creeks. Or side the highways where people can see it. That is a constant problem in Wayne County.
It's bad enough for the ones that people hit in their vehicles, and you definitely don't want any more there.
We get a lot of calls and complaints every deer season about the illegal dumping of deer carcasses. But find you a hunting club somewhere and go up there and talk with them. Find out where they're, what they do with their carcasses. And most of them, like I said, will have a certain area that they all take them to. And usually they don't mind if, other people go in there and dump them out as well.
No cremation of deer carcasses, huh?
Not that I know. It'd probably be expensive, but
welcome to.
I'm just talking about throw it on the fire, let it burn. I'm just kidding, y'all. All right. The next question that was texted in: Are the dog hunting permit included in big game license this year?
They do away with it. I think that's one of the licenses they did away with.
They did away with what now?
Yeah, they used to be like a $5 license, but now they did away with that. They did away with the WMA license. So if you have your hunting license and your big game license, then you're covered. You're good to go.
Good to go. All right. Let's see here. Remember, folks, you're listening to the annual hunting show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Butch Hubbard here along with game wardens Bob Black and Randy Aspinwall. You can call in or text in your questions to the same number, 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. All right. Bob, I know you've just been anxious to talk about the WMAs. We're in a lull right now with the questions, so go right ahead.
Okay. Well, we started about hunter education. We talked about that. So just briefly want to talk about our WMAs, our wildlife management areas. Here in Wayne and Long County, we've probably got the most public land as any two counties in the state. Am I right, Randy?
Well, if you include McIntosh, we've got about 122,000 acres.
Yeah, just in our work section. That's probably, it's got to be the most in any couple of counties in the state of Georgia. But if you're looking for somewhere to hunt, we got Sandsville, that's 17,000 acres down there. Penn Hallway right next to it, over 10,000 acres. Little Still out here, what we've had for years and years, 19,000. Rogers Track, go over Long County, got Griffin Ridge, Morgan Lake. Which Morgan Lake, let me talk about that for a second, is archery only. That's even during turkey season, deer season, whatever, it's archery only. We bought Morgan Lake for fishing, not for hunting. There's about 1,000 acres that goes along with Morgan Lake, but it's all archery only, and that's year-round. There's no firearms allowed out there whatsoever.
How did the state get all this land? I mean, you're talking about a ton of land.
Yeah,
It's probably privately owned at one time.
It was all private land at one time, and because of the Omaha corridor, it was bought by some conservation people. People donated money, and they bought the land and